Good morning YouTube family, I'm Jackie from 𝐠𝐚𝐫𝐝𝐞𝐧 Gardening. We've got a lovely blustery rainy day here today, so it's a day for doing things indoors. So today I'm going to be using my new software and planning the vegetable garden and the new fruit garden that I'm building. Obviously I couldn't get out there today, it's too bad, it's too wet and really wild, but there is things I can be doing indoors, and yeah, so I'm excited to show you that in a minute. I've just been through my seed box and there are a few things that I can be sowing indoors in January. I'll just show you. I actually went through all my seeds and sorted them out, but these are a few things that I shall be planting indoors. You might be able to hear the dogs in the background, but anyway, this is one that I'm going to be sowing indoors. An unusual lemon-shaped cucumber, and yeah, it says sown from January to April indoors, so I'm going to get going with that. I've never grown those ones before, but it's all an experiment. Musselburgh leeks, it says you can start indoors. These are the ones I got from 𝐠𝐚𝐫𝐝𝐞𝐧, and they're great because you get the leaflet with them telling you all about it and what to do. So these leeks I'm gonna start indoors. Now I've never grown leeks before, so that'll be a new one for me. But they're lovely, aren't they, in stews, soups and all that sort of thing, so yeah, I'm excited to try that. That's a different type of leek, which I'm going to try both, a few of both. That one's called Krypton F1. That again is indoors, so I'm going to give that a go. And another cucumber which is called Telegraph, and again 𝐠𝐚𝐫𝐝𝐞𝐧, because this is all the description, and on the back there's loads of information. So I'm going to use that site all the time. I really love it. You know, you can keep hold of that information, can't you, and it's always useful. So yeah, I'm really pleased with that. Anyway, let me show you what I've been doing on the new software I got. I'm not trying to promote it or anything like that, because I just wanted to try it for myself, and so you do get a free trial and then you can decide. So I'll just show you and see what it does. Now you might get a bit of a reflection because it is mirrored to a TV from my laptop, but you'll soon sort of get the idea. Now this is, if you can see the mouse, this is the sort of thing that I've done. And you've probably seen by my video. I'll leave a link in the description for the video, the start of my fruit area, and you'll be able to see. But here, what you can do is, like, if I just say delete that off of there, what you can do is go along the top here and choose something that you want to plant in there. Let's just say, let's look for a vegetable that, say broccoli. Now that bed there, that in the picture there, is 8 foot by 4 foot, and you know, you can plan it, or you can drag a raised bed on there and do it to the size that your raised bed is, and then you drag the actual vegetable into the, you've got to double click it actually, hold on. You get hold of it like that and drag it into your raised bed. and then get hold of the corners like that and drag it down, and it'll tell you how many you can grow in each bed. See the green area? I think that's the spread of the vegetable there. So what I probably do with that is I'll probably get 2 rows in there. Let's do drag that in there. It is going to overhang a bit, but if I plant them at the edge of the bed, I'm sure that'll be fine. So drag it down. There we go. So that's actually telling me that I can grow 6 broccoli plants in an 8-foot by 4-foot bed. And I was amazed by it. Anyway, it's a great little tool, and it also has a journal that you can use on your phone, and little, you know, like if you plant something, for example, outside or in a polytunnel, you click the plant button, and then you can choose actually what variety it is that you've planted, and you can upload pictures of the seeds growing, you know, and when they've got to full maturity you can take pictures, put all your little notes underneath, and then you can go back every year and compare how they did from one year to the next. So it's quite incredible really, isn't it? It's a powerful tool, and I'm all into like little gadgety things and anything that makes it easier. But you see the the fruit area, as I said, which I'll leave a link below in the description, is 32 foot by 16 foot. But the other part of the garden where I actually grow the other vegetables is much bigger. And so for me to plan it on this program, we're going to get a little tool that has a laser light, and it can measure the distance, you know, the area. So that'll be a lot easier than me trying to go around with a tape measure outside. And once I've got that information, I'm going to, you know, carry on planning that part of the garden. But as many of you know, it takes quite a while, doesn't it, to get the structure right in your garden and how you want it. And sometimes you change things. You think that was the right place for that, but then it wasn't. That'll probably be me actually. In my previous video I mentioned about the arch that I was going to put out the front there. Well, I've changed my mind with that. I've got 2 of those. So I bought some cable ties, some little black cable ties yesterday, and I'm going to attach some sheep wire up round both of them and pop them each in one side of the small raised beds and create a big archway as you walk through, or 2 archways. And I'm going to grow some beans up them, so I think that looked quite nice. So obviously that's another little job, and all these little jobs take time, don't they? But I do enjoy doing them. It's exciting. But your garden takes a while, doesn't it, to get it exactly how you want it. And I also, what I'm trying to think about as well is, I mean, I'm not old, but I'm trying to think ahead a little bit as you get older to make it kind of a bit easier. Like those beds in the fruit area probably didn't need to be so deep. They're probably maybe a couple of foot deep, but that doesn't mean that I have to fill them, you know, that deep with soil. I probably won't. I'll probably fill it half. But if the opportunity is there for me to add things to it, you know, leaves or bit of wood chip or anything like that, I should just do that gradually. And that's part of improving your garden, adding organic matter, and you know, it's part of the creation of something that you've created, and it's lovely. It's really lovely. I mean, when I first did the composting out, I made a compost bay. There's also a video for that. I'll leave a link in the description. But I covered it. I've got 3 bays. I covered it with tarpaulin, and it really, you know, degraded really quickly. And I was excited. It's surprising how us gardeners can get excited about this compost that it created, and the texture and all the, you know, I did add a bit of wood chip to it, but I was amazed. And it is true, it's kind of like cakes, I suppose. This is an example. Go to a supermarket and buy a cake and make one yourself. There's no comparison really, but it's the same with compost. You know, it's much better if you can create it yourself, and it's not as hard as you think. You know, it's not at all. I've got that compost bay, and I've got a tumbler composting station, and I've also got another composter down the back part by the chickens, and I've got plenty of donkey manure, chicken manure, cuttings, bits and pieces. So when you're a gardener, try and think of things that, you know, don't put them in the bin or in the recycling. Try and think, you know, if it's cardboard, cut it up tiny, spend a little bit more time, cut it up small, put it in your compost, create this magic. It's amazing, you'll be amazed. It's brilliant. Sometimes with the garden with me, I go to bed and that's when I start thinking about the garden and what I can make, what I can do. Like last night I was thinking, just outside the window here, I have a little, it's only a garden stake with a little birdhouse kind of attached to it, and I thought, actually I could make something a lot better than that, just really simply, and I'll probably show you in a video how I do that, but I'm going to do that because I actually love watching the birds out the window, and I want some in the garden round the back. So there I go again. I want to create a little food station for the birds around the back, and because actually when I'm around there in the garden, I'm away from everything. I'm in my own little world. I'm enjoying nature, I'm listening to the sounds, I'm having this lovely fresh air, I'm creating. It's amazing, honestly. It's so good for the soul, gardening. Obviously it's hard hard at the beginning when you're trying to get your structure of the garden, but there's no rush. There's no rush, and take your time and be proud. Be proud of everything you do in your garden. You done it and you created it. Anyway, take care folks. See you in the next one. Hopefully the weather will be great and I'll be able to get on with the fruit area. Bye for now.
Why not come and join me on Facebook or Instagram? The link is in the description.